this is an introduction. This is Dan the Man with the Master Plan. I finally got these two to sit down long enough for 2 seconds so I can get an interview here. Okay, they've been chatting for an hour and a half. This is Alice and my mom. Finally, you get to meet my mom. So I'm going to shut up. I'm glad to be off camera for 2 seconds. Let me turn it over to the ladies here.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he says we've been chatting for the last hour and a half. That's because we've been waiting for Dan the Man. But anyway, I'm glad that he wasn't here because I got to know my bestest new friend, Alice from Wonderland.
Mal, you can see where I get it. My mom's a little,
Yeah,
Mom, can I have some of those, whatever you're on?
Sure, baby.
Okay,
Anyway,
so you guys are talking for an hour and a half since I've been gone, since I was an hour and a half late for our meeting. But you guys must have came up with, did you talk a little bit about the juicing program?
Yes.
yeah, I was going to say, but actually we kind of came up with plans on how to get you back for being late. But no, actually, we're kidding.
We were giving Dan a hard time. I was texting him and made him believe that we were here, not being too happy. But then we shared about forgiveness and
I was
love.
about to, I was
Yeah.
feeling your guys' vibes through the
Yeah,
air, and I was
yes.
working on letting go and forgiving myself.
Yeah.
No, we realized that, especially of all the stuff that Dan's had to put up with me, being unhealthy and everything, and he's had to do all the juicing, all the salad making, all the everything. Well, now I will say I did do the cleaning up after him, even though he calls it cleaning up. Well,
I live outside in the woods.
yeah.
These guys know me.
So anyway, I do kind of have to clean up after him, but he's done a very good job of getting me started on the juices. When we started a week ago, I was 182 pounds. I've already lost 5 pounds in a week and 1 day. It was very hard. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do this because for the first 2 days I vomited constantly, and then it got to by the third day of doing this, even just the thought of having to drink another juice, I was getting sick. And I didn't know if I could do this, and I thought, okay, maybe something's not right. So I talked to Dan about it, and you know, like you said, what's happening is my body, because I had recently about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks now, I went off of pain pills again. And so this is like a way of flushing everything out of my body. And so instead of having it there for, the doctors told me it would take anywhere from 6 months to a year to really be out of my system. But by doing the juicing, the raw foods and all that, according to Dan, I don't know how long do you
A
think
lot
it'll
quicker,
take?
a lot
quicker.
faster. So, what kind of juicing plan did you guys come up with for when I'm gone?
Well, pretty much, we talked about how we know here in Yuma, we are so, it's hard to get organic foods here. And so the best that we can, you know, get whatever we can that's organic here. And then the rest of the stuff, she's going to teach me, because you and I haven't really gone through how to clean the vegetables yet.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we have to go through, because she's been doing this for how long now?
About 6 months.
About 6 months. And so she's going to show me how to do the cleaning of the vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we really hadn't planned on how often you
Are you going to come
but-
over and use that juicer in there that I got her and
Yes, if
hook
she has
yourself up and
Right, she has a juicer here already, so we can use that.
check into that organic delivery thing,
Yes,
Alice?
someone had sent me those links, and that was wonderful. So I'm going to check into that. And then Dan had also suggested get a cooler and drive like to El Cajon. That's the closest place that has organics. I like driving. Sometimes my husband and I make trips out there, so I could always do that and bring some for you.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
The
Dan.
more leafy greens you guys get, the better. And organic is the best.
And I was also saying too that one of the things that we have conventions every year in San Diego, and then even in El Cajon once a year, my mom and some of her friends, they go there so we could make a big list. And they have Trader Joe's in San Diego. So if you go there and take a bunch of those coolers, you know, that you take on a picnic, take a bunch of those. And I have a nice size car. I have a PT Cruiser where the whole back lays down. So I can take probably about 5 of those big coolers and just fill it up. And I know you can't. The vegetables and stuff aren't going to last that long, so I have to be
Yeah,
careful.
like once a week is
Right.
the minimum. I like to do 2
But by
times a
doing
week.
that and even buying that amount, I know other people here that want the organic foods. So it wouldn't be just buying it for ourselves; it would be buying it for others also. So
I'm not gonna listen to it.
sounds like we've got company coming in. So, but anyway.
Okay,
this is
so
just my daughter,
what
my
else
son,
did you
and
guys? What else did you guys figure out about
Oh,
the
let's
health
see.
program?
Yeah.
Walking
Walking. Actually,
out
we
here on the
talked-
trail.
Yes, and what we talked about the most was how we're going to get to know each other even more. I think it's important that she knows that she can trust that when I try and help her and teach her about these things, that it's not something she's going to start today and then later stop because it's too hard for her. She expressed some concerns about, what do I do about the sweets? If I go to my mom's house and I see the donuts or the cookies, I'm going to want them. How do you do it, Alice? So mainly we've been talking about the discipline, the how do you control that? And I think exercise plays a part in
Well,
that.
we also talked about you have to love yourself.
Yes.
That's a deep, deep thing
Oh.
because if you find this inner love, you're gonna want to think
Not
about
eat
yourself.
candy.
Yeah, you're gonna not
Not
want
drink
that stuff.
pop.
You're gonna have to say
Right.
no.
Not
I
eat
come
crap.
first.
Yes.
I'm more important than
And I gave
that.
her that example. I said, I used to think, okay, donut, carrot. I'd go for the donut. The soda
Yeah.
versus water or juice, I didn't want that stuff because I didn't care about myself. Now that I do, I pay attention to what I do for me.
Everybody
And that
thinks
works.
it's discipline, but it's not. It's self-love. The
It's
more
love.
love you have, you're going to eat salads
Yeah.
because you want to feel good. Because when you
Yes.
eat that junk, you feel like crap and your day sucks.
And-
Everybody knows it.
With her and I talking, we've dealt with so many same issues growing up in our life. Both of us went through a
Lot of
abusive
stuff.
type stuff in our lives. So many things were so equal. It's unbelievable that
Our eating habits.
Oh man, yeah. So even through this process and through this time, the more her and I get to know each other, the more that we're going to be able to work together on this, and then hopefully help others that are interested. But
That's what it's about.
yeah, and it has to be. It can't be nothing but just about wanting to lose weight, because you have to really want to get healthy too. Because I think that's the main thing. If you're not doing it to get healthy, you're not going to be able to hang on to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Losing the weight, you've said it many times in your videos.
Yes.
That's just a side effect. That's just a bonus. If you're looking to lose weight, you're going to get desperate. You're going to go look for losing it another way with pills or something else. But if you look for health and you really look deep down and say, I love myself for this, so I'm going to do it the right way for me. It's not going to be pills. It's not going to be a quick fix, because I will gain that weight back if I try and do it any other way.
I've
won't
tried
work.
it that way too many times.
So is
doesn't
it
work.
about every
Doesn't
single person listening on who's had weight issues too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, we'll pound it in again. Don't worry about losing weight. Just get healthy.
Yeah.
Doggone it.
Yeah. But you know what, Dan? I got to say something. I
better
got
do it in a minute.
pregnant. I gave you life. Now you're going to help me and regenerate my life.
You got it. That's what it's about too. A lot of people have been writing me about their
Called
moms
Dan the Man, the
and their
Regenerator
parents.
Man.
And believe me, no matter how thick-headed your mom or dad is, if you keep knocking them upside the head with the little seeds, you got to get gentle, but you got to be firm. But the main thing is, I think you got to set an example, right? I mean, you've seen me change, right?
Yes.
A lot of drugs, a lot of problems. Now I'm like, well, fairly sane human being, fairly functional person, but on my way up to probably decent things.
The biggest change I've seen in you is not once have you gotten angry.
Amen.
Not once have you slammed your fist down. Not once have you yelled at me. And that was a real big problem between the two of us when we were together. Your anger management was like, come out like that. And now
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that in you this
Been
whole
too
time you've
been
been
too
here.
sick to get angry.
No, I don't think
I can
that.
dig it,
No,
baby.
because even last time when you were here, Dan, and you've been on this juicing thing for at least 3 years. So.
Okay, so thanks, ladies, a lot. We're gonna keep you all posted on what's going on with the power duo over here. Peace.